Little to be said. I know the world of beauty is very, very large, and the divide between men and women being in the field of beauty is now slowly narrowing, I think. There's a lot of it that the men can take away from here as well. The basic thing when I was actually called for, it was about why should we wear makeup at work? Is it important? Now, obviously, it's a very debatable topic. Some people say, no, I want to be just myself. Yes, of course, everybody is themselves. Everybody is beautiful. But how you can enhance your beauty is very, very important. So when we talk about makeup, we don't need to load our face with multiple amount of products. And makeup per se is just a part of like color and basic no color makeup. So the no color makeup is basically your skin prep and how you'd actually deal with your skin to prep it in. It's like painting. If you asked a painter to just paint on a bare canvas, I'm sure he's not going to be able to do anything because nothing's going to spread. Likewise, your face is a beautiful canvas. Okay? You need to prep it well, and to prep it well, that means you need to nourish it well. So for all the men, we're going to talk about nourishing your skin as well. But for the women, we're going to add a bit of color and a bit of fun. Okay, so why do you think makeup's important at work? So the thing is, it's not about anybody else, but it's about you. I remember working back, I used to work at a Mac counter. And I remember the days that I would work without makeup at a Mac counter. Offensive. But what would happen was people wouldn't take me seriously. But the minute there is that sense of grooming on you, you exude a bit of confidence, which is so important, especially when you are working, because you want people to look up to you. You want people to actually notice you. Okay? Whether it's senior management, whether you are senior management, you want people to look up to you. To be that person that others look up to. For a surprising sense, it is actually something, when you do wear makeup, people do definitely look up to you. Also, apart from that, it keeps your skin protected. So in this environment that we live in, there's a lot of pollution. Imagine the pollution going directly on your skin. So what we do is wear a minimalistic layer which can protect ourselves, obviously, from every other damage that anyways exists. Smoke, everything. There's a minor layer that takes in dirt, grime, everything, which can be washed off at the end of the day. Apart from that, makes you look younger. Do I look old? No, right? So yes, it does make you look younger. It also enhances a cleansing regime. What do I mean by that? By that I mean that if you are going to wear makeup, at the end of the day, you have to take it off. However lazy you are, whatever you may do, you must take it off. So when you do that, you incorporate a mandate cleanse-off process. Okay? And how would a person analyze you? When you take that little extra effort to make yourself look gorgeous, people say, okay, you know what? She has that ability to take that effort to make everything else as well gorgeous. So nuances of makeup at work. The nuances is, first and foremost, understand who your audience is. So the makeup that I may wear regularly to work may not be the makeup that someone would wear at a bank, someone would wear for a corporate, like a meeting where obviously you don't have to display your art. In my field, I have to display my art, I need to wear it. So you can choose your audience that you're going to face and then customize your makeup. Apart from that, I would always say keep it simple. Okay? Keep the makeup really, really simple. Go for a really nice nude look, because that will never fail you. Apart from that, when we talk about nude looks, we're talking about maintaining your skin. Keep the skin healthy. A lot of people think a lot of foundation, a lot of products need to go into your skin. No, really. You are who you are. We all have certain zits, we have pimples. You can't and talking about pimples, I think they erupt the day you have an event. So yes, of course, it is you. You don't go to over camouflage it, but just glorify your skin. When we talk about eyes, what we're going to do is keep it quite neutral. Now, when you do very loud eyes, especially at work, obviously, it could be construed as a lot more attention. Sometimes what you have to realize is if you go overboard, makeup can tend. It has good and it has bad. So makeup can tend to even put up like this portray, like, I'm not approachable. I get that sometimes. I have a lot more makeup coming from the field. But what happens is when you're at a workplace, keeping it neutral, keeping those colors quite nude is very, very important. Analyze which feature of yours is the best. So it could be an eye, it could be a lip, it could be just your cheekbones, beautiful God-gifted high cheekbones, I wish I had some. And obviously a neutral, nice lip. Now remember, there is makeup that in this age with what COVID did to us, there's a lot of meetings that are online. So be aware with what kind of makeup you actually select when you're going to go online for a meeting versus when you're out in a day. You could do a nice little glossy lip for a day, but if you are doing like a Zoom meeting, and imagine if you have a beautiful glossy lip, no one's listening to what you're saying. They're watching your lips. Okay? So what you want to do is keep it obviously very customized. Always carry your touch-up kit. Very, very important. Remember, we eat, drink, that little bit touch-up. It also goes to show at a workplace how meticulous you could be with yourself as well. Multi-use products. I'm going to show you a few that you can use here and there so that what happens is that kit is not a bag. It's a kit, okay, a small kit. And obviously, what makeup can do for you is create your own style. We all choose a style statement. Can someone tell me what's their style statement? Jimmy, what's your style statement?
Chic and relevant.
Chic and relevant. But what would you want to focus on? Clothes, shoes? Anything in particular?
Clothes, shoes, accessories.
Clothes, shoes, accessories. So is there a particular Jimmy style?
Yeah, a black t-shirt and jeans.
There you go, okay? So that's a persona that everyone will remember you with. Create something that you want to be remembered by, okay? The color palettes for the day obviously are very nudes. They're nice and taupes. They're nice, very pale pinks, subtle peaches. These are colors that would work beautifully in the day, while for the night, you can wear that beautiful red on that lip that you'd want to. Create a style statement. We're going to show you how you're going to take your day makeup into night. So a transition from just a nice clear nude to a little bit more. Okay? Excited to see makeup? Makeup cannot happen on a PowerPoint. Okay? Come on, my love. Okay, so when you're talking about makeup, okay, the first thing, like we talked about, is your skin prep. So whether it is for men or for women, I'm going to customize it everywhere that we can. When you talk about skin prep, we have something that's called the CTM. That is cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. One of the most important steps. Remember, there are products that are available in the market. It could be for oily skin. It could be for dry skin. Analyze your skin. How would you know what your skin type is? The minute you get up in the morning, take a quick look in the mirror, and you will know exactly what kind of skin type it is. Because it's had enough time. It would either be slightly glowy and nice, which is tending to be slightly more oily. And if your skin still feels very, very stretched, remember, it's going to be that you do tend to have a dry skin. It's seasonal as well, so you could moderate between the two. So for a cleanser, if you're confused, take one basic cleanser, which says just a face wash for all types of skin type. You're sorted. If you are any other skin type, like an oily, I would suggest that you use something that's aloe-based, cucumber-based, because these things can protect you and control your oil during the day. So for all you men as well, you can have a nice face wash that you can use. So in makeup, we have cleansers. So this is for our female participants over here. So what happens is, when you use cleansers, it's very, very important to know how to cleanse your face. Now, when we get back home, this is the steps that I'm going to show you are for pre and post makeup, okay? So when you get back home, what do you all use to take off your makeup? Yes, there are multiple products, but remember, when you are going to do makeup and you want the makeup to last for the day, you do want to use something that can take off every ounce of the makeup the previous night. You want to keep your skin fresh. And then when you come back in the morning to start, I would reckon that you take a makeup remover or a cleanser, which is part oil and part water based. Okay? Why? Because sometimes we use a lot of waterproof makeup. And normal micellar water sometimes doesn't take off every remnants of it. And then in the morning, you get up with a nice black eye. Remember, the skin is like a child. So the more you're going to pressurize it, the faster you're going to age. A lot of people do use wipes. Now, when you do use wipes, what happens? It's a great way. Remember, if you're too lazy, go for the wipes. But if you're not too lazy, it's important that you not use wipes around your eyes. Remember, the skin around the eye is extremely, extremely thin. So it does tend to age faster when you use a lot more pressure onto it. So if you do have makeup, ideally place onto the eye, let the makeup remover break down all the product that you've applied and gently wipe off. Now, a lot of people then take the same cotton, look up, and rub. That again would be rubbing. So instead of that, what we are going to do is use a Q-tip. Now, when you use oil and water formulas, remember, it's really, really easy to go into the eye. Take a Q-tip and wipe through. What happens is it takes off every inch of that makeup and you can sleep really, really clean-faced. Okay? And in the morning, it's an easy way to start so that you don't have any smudges. The next is toners. So toners are fabulous. You get multiple toners in the market. Now remember, unless you're oily skinned, only then would I suggest to use something that's alcohol-based. But apart from that, remember, makeup has evolved a lot. Products, the kind of products that we have access to now are far more better than what we used to in the yesteryears. So take any product that is non-alcoholic based. When you are using a toner and supposing you want to do a cheat and get a toner at home, rose water tends to be one of the best toners. You can even dilute it a bit and use it, and it's fabulous on the skin. Okay? What the toner would do for you is cleanse the skin further, tighten the pores, and make you stay fresh for a longer period of time. Skin is a part of the organs of our body which also grows. So you have something that's called keratinization, so your skin dies, and anywhere between 28 to 45 days, you do have some dead skin lying on your face. So for that, what I would suggest is scrubs. Coffee is very, very good. And it is also an antioxidant, so it's really, really great for the skin, not only to ingest, obviously, on the skin. A lot of us use walnut scrub. What I would reckon, as technologies have changed, we've realized that when your scrub is very coarse, it tends to damage your skin a little bit, because the most gentle we can be with ourselves is that much. Okay? So we're not kind to our own skin. So when you do rub very large particles on your face, it tends to damage your skin. So go for something that's really, really very smooth, something that feels very, very like soft. A great home-based scrub is oats. So when you grind oats, use it with a little bit of maybe honey and a cleansing milk and put it onto your face and rub it. It's a great, great scrub, and I would reckon that everybody scrubs their face. Remember, our keratinization is anywhere between 24 to 45 days, so at least twice a week, because we really don't know when there's dead skin lying on our face. Okay? So somewhere at least, for the women, I would say once a week, because we wear more makeup, but for the men, once in 2 weeks should be great. Okay? Sunscreen. We have two major rays to deal with, a UVA and a UVB. So how would you select your sunscreen is really, really, really important. Okay? So when you're picking a sunscreen, okay, the first thing that you would check is the SPF factor number. Okay? When you're looking at the SPF factor number, remember a 30 is a normal to wear. Great. If you tan really fast, you need to up your sunscreen. So you can go up to a 50 on a regular basis, unless you're traveling to maybe somewhere in the mountains or to the beaches, you would go higher than an SPF of 50. Don't overdose your skin, because if your skin gets used to an external protection, it will stop its own protection. So an SPF 50 is a generic, nice SPF that you can get. So that's your first point of check. The second is we have UVA and UVB rays. So your UVA is your morning and your evening rays, and your UVB is your midday rays. So how would you select that? You get products that are called broad spectrum. So they basically mean they're UVA and UVB ready. Okay? The third and the most important point, especially when it comes to our male members over here, when you choose a sunscreen, remember sunscreens have titanium dioxide, which tends to make you look a little whiter, silvery. Okay? So when you are picking a sunscreen, please pick a sunscreen that when you blend on your skin, it just blends without leaving any color on it. And that way, you will not look like you've got sunscreen on your face. Okay? And for the women as well, it affects the kind of makeup that you're going to wear after that. Let's get to moisturizer. Moisturizer is one of your most important, and I would call it moisturizer's god to skin. Okay? It is like giving yourself nourishment. If I told you need to stay away from food for a good 2-3 days, 1 month, 2 months, you won't survive. So imagine your poor skin. Okay? It needs that kind of nourishment. So how would you choose your moisturizer? Definitely. So depending on skin type is important, but also what's important to understand that remember, every skin type needs moisturizer. A lot of people that I have come across say that, you know what, I'm oily skinned. I don't need moisturizer. How many of us believe that? Even the boys don't believe it. Okay, somebody does. Okay, remember, have you had biryani, French fries? Yes? Do you feel thirsty after that? Because the oil content has risen into your body. Likewise, on your face, when you do have a very oily skin, it's important to understand that you need to neutralize the oil on your skin. And the way you can neutralize it is by adding moisturizer, because moisturizers, most often than not nowadays, most of them are water-based. How would you select a great moisturizer? Let me show it to you. So when you do put a moisturizer onto your skin, you can massage it in. If you're lazy, ask your spouse to do it. It's a great way to start the day with nice intimacy. Okay? Once you've put the moisturizer onto your skin, you should not feel it. Okay? If it's not sticky, if it's not on the skin, it's a great moisturizer for your skin. It will give you exactly the right kind of hydration that you need without adding a lot more oil onto your skin. Okay? Now remember, when we are at work, we don't have the time. Keeping makeup simple is a great way to go, especially when you're talking about makeup at work. Because if it's a very long process, remember, you're always going to never show up on time, because you're going to fuss about it. Secondly, it's going to not make you want to do it every day. So keeping it simple, very, very important. One of the most ignored parts of the face is our lips. So when you are hydrating your face, it's important that you also hydrate your lips. For those of you who have more dry lips, which is like something that is a daily thing, it's all the time dry, try investing in a lip balm instead of a lip conditioner. A lip conditioner is a product that basically hydrates your lip just for that period of time. But a lip balm actually works like a treatment. Okay, so over a period of time, you will actually see how it changes the texture of your lip. And for the women who love to have that nice, beautiful pout, what you can do is while you brush your teeth, brush your lips. Okay, but be a little more gentle because one, it will do exfoliation, but if you obviously rub it too hard, it would get over exfoliated. You won't need lipstick. Blood could be your next lip. And why would you not do like liners and things like that?
Because it's too much to do for a man.
And do you find it difficult?
I am usually late because of that.
Bang on. So the liner is the biggest line that never falls into place. Okay? So today we're going to do a cheat liner which can actually enhance the way you look without actually having the skill to sit and use scales, measure tape, sellotape, credit cards of your husbands. You don't need them anymore. Okay? Before we go there, let's talk about grooming the brows. I would think combing the brows is a necessity. Not for the men who have nice skin heads, but for the rest of the men. Do you all comb your hair? Yeah, you do, right? You set your product, you comb your hair. This hair is also very, very important. So what would you do to get that slightly more manly, very nice, handsome feel on your face? Is take something that is like this. It's called a spoolie. Okay? And comb your hair upward and outward. So for a man, you would obviously ruffle it a bit because the hair tends to be a little more coarse. But if you do groom your hair just a bit, you will actually feel the difference, okay? It kind of opens up the eye. Remember, in the structure of a man's face, the brows are so prominent that sometimes your eyes seem really sunk in, okay? And not everybody wants to do like a lot of concealer, not the men at work and stuff like that. Try this trick and you'll love it. Next time you're combing your brows, think of me. Okay, so just comb the brow just into place. And for those of you who have really, really tough hair on the brows that doesn't set, you get products that are like gels, okay? All you need to do is just take a little bit of that and roll it through. For the girls who also have this problem, all you need to do is just comb out your brows. When you comb out your brows are your first point of contouring on your face. For those of us who don't believe it, try doing your brows. You'll automatically do one side. You'll automatically see that it seems more lifted than the other side. Okay? So for all those nice contours that you would like, make sure your brows are well done. For day makeup, you really don't need to go fuss too much unless you have scarce hair on your brows. If you do have scarce hair on your brows, the easiest product is not a pencil, is powders. So all you need to do is take a slant brush and just fill in anywhere that you see you don't have hair. Okay? I'm doing it very minimalistic on her because one, we're going to do a day look, and two, she has well-endowed brows, so she really doesn't need it. So if you do need it, there are tricks. Do you all want to know a trick of how to actually shape your brow? A great way to see where your eyebrow really is if you took a brush or a stick, whatever you would like, it's from the tip of the lip, can you see, to the inner corner of the eye, and that's where your eyebrow starts. When you take the brush from the tip of the lip to the outer corner of the eye, that's where it should peak. And from the tip of the lip to the outside of the eye is where it should end. Now, if your eyebrows, when we're grooming your brows, obviously when you're getting it done at a salon, it's very important to understand sometimes we leave our brows quite long. And what it can do for you is add age. It can also make you look more tired and sleepy. So maintaining it in this shape will actually give you a lift and make you look more younger. It's that self-done Botox. trick, okay? Once you've done your brows, you want to focus on the areas around your eyes. Now, choosing the right concealer color is an art in itself. So what I would suggest is to get to any professional store which retails your products for you and definitely get the color that is required. It's not something that you can do on your own unless you're really well skilled with it. So I'm going to just show you the technique of how to get a mild concealer on. Normally we see these big brushes. Remember, the area around your eye is really small. What you want to use is something really small. Fluffier brushes work better in putting lesser product. Remember, you don't want people to realize that you've got a whole load of product on, okay? So you're going to take very little product and just mildly, very mildly with a few strokes, go under your eyes. If the men would wish to do concealer, again, get professional help. The trick that will help you the most is to get something really lightweight. So don't go in for very creamy concealers, go in for something that's more liquid, okay? It's more lightweight so it stays on the face well. And the second most important trick is not to go too close to your lash line. So women folk who are not wearing too much of makeup as well, try and leave a little bit away from your lash line, because remember, if you do wear kajal, the cream of the concealer will help the kajal spread further, okay? So keep a little bit of a distance and blend. A great way to have a natural eyeshadow is to only cleanse the area around and leave your eyelid color to be your natural eyeshadow. The other trick, which is very important, is not to overload product. Remember, you can't have 100% flat face, not at work at least, because you're not going to increase that many colors onto the face. So keep it very natural. If there's a little bit of your dark circle showing through, it's absolutely fine, okay? Getting 100% clarity just makes it look very artificial. The other spot of concealer that you may want to use is in areas that is slightly dark. For the boys, if you are doing this, remember, men, please just use what's remaining on your brush very lightly. Don't take excess product. It will tend to show on your skin. For the women folk, you can take a little bit more product. Remember the whole line that goes tall, dark and handsome? Men with a little bit of that darkness and that undulation look a little more hotter. So it's fine for you to have that. Women, a little more cleanliness always would go that extra mile. Remember, concealer is a cream product, so it would have a tendency to move. So if supposing you don't set it with a powder, it will move. So you can choose between a loose powder and a press. Remember, if you're the kind who likes to touch up your skin all the time, a loose powder is great because you can retouch over loose powder. But if supposing you want a more pressed powder, like a finished look, then stick to a pressed powder. Now for that cheat liner. All of us use kajal, right? So there's something that's called a cheat line. The cheat line is very easy to do. The cheat line is basically kajal rubbed between the lashes of your eye. Don't put it onto the waterline because it will transfer. Just a little bit. And for those of you who are not very good with liner, it's going to help brighten the eye without a liner. For those of you who don't wear too much foundation, powder foundations are the best product that you can use because they give you clarity and plus mattify your skin. These are great products because what happens is you can just go ahead and keep touching up through the day. I'm going to go a bit faster to just show you more. Curl the lashes. I'm going to finish one side so you can see the difference. The trick is about not clumping up the mascara and keeping the mascara really, really lightweight. Remember, when you do have your mascara spreads, don't try to take it off when it's very wet. Let it dry a bit and then you can quickly take it off. To finish the look, you can just go ahead, add a bit of a blush. You don't really need to wear lipsticks. You can wear a nice lip pout or just a clear gloss just to make those lips look beautiful. And that's your day makeup. That's all you need. If you did think you wanted to add an eyeshadow, just one last trick. Neutral colors. So your neutral colors could be in peaches and pinks. A great trick is to take a light peach and just contour on your crease. This creates great dimension and also will add that flush of color. So instead of having color always on your eyelid like we always do, just add it on the crease and you'll actually see how much more it can brighten your face. Now when you want to move this into night, then yes, you could either do a liner, a clean, neat liner, and if your liner gets messed, what do? Make it a smoky eye. So now that's your day moving into night. So I've done a liner here and I'm going to do a boo-boo. I'm going to put it somewhere up there and up down here. The minute you do that, all you need to do is take a fluffy brush, use a bit of an eyeshadow, which could be like a brown, a beige. Any browns with red actually work beautifully on Indian skin. And that's your smoky eye. From the boo-boo of the liner, it becomes a beautiful eye. Okay? And to glam that up, if you're lazy to use lip glosses, lip pencils are the best bet. While lining your lip, remember to keep the cupid bow quite strong. Choose your red based on your skin type. So you can either do like a deep red. Remember, reds come in multiple shades and tones, but what I would always suggest is reds with a slightly blue undertone suit Indian skin a lot more. And there you go, from day to evening, you're ready for your event. Was that nice? Informative? Okay, any questions for me? Yeah.
How do you remove mascara without shedding your eye
Lashes?
and without smudging?
Great question. So what you have to do is dip your product into the makeup remover, take a Q-tip, place the product here, close your eye. There you go. Done? Superb. So I hope you all enjoyed this. So look great at work. It is important because remember, not for anybody else, it's for your own self-esteem, for your own confidence, and actually for your own happiness. Who else gets the power to look different every day? So look at your best.